The question is, why do I have my rooftop set up the way it is? Was it by chance? Did I just throw it on there? Or did I actually put thought into it? That's what I'm gonna answer today. There's a lot to talk about, so let's get right into it. First, I have these crossbars. There's like 5 of them. They're made out of aluminum, and that's what I attach stuff to. Because they're aluminum, they're super light, and more importantly, they don't rust, which is something to avoid on a roof as much as possible. They are very sturdy. Look at this. I can pull on this as much as possible, and they're pretty sturdy. As you can see, I can move the van and they're just fine. I've had them for 4 or 5 months now, and they're rock solid. I haven't had any problem with them. They are rated with very high weight. I don't have a lot up there. I'm gonna talk about some of that stuff in a minute. On the front portion of the van, I have 3 100-watt solar panels, and they're attached to an aluminum bracket that I made myself. It was super easy because I found this aluminum bracket at Home Depot. I just had to cut it in half and attach it to my solar panels. What I did in order to attach the solar panels, put them together on the ground and then lift it up all together. I did it by myself. I gotta tell you, you need 2 people. It was really hard. I went at it. Now the question begs, why do I have these solar panels up front? What's the reasoning behind it? Did I just throw them on there because that's what I wanted to do? No, of course. I have a reasoning behind it. There's a few. First one being that if I put them up front, then it gives me a lot more space in the rear to attach other things. The second reasoning is that I was trying to be as stealth as possible. If you look, and you don't know about camper vans, you might think this is a work van even though it has windows and stuff, because the solar panels from down here, if you don't look closely, they just look like a weird wrap. Then the boxes up there, which we'll talk about later, they just look like work boxes that people have on their vans all the time. Another reasoning behind it is that I do have a small vent right in the middle here, which I use to just create airflow when I run the bigger vent. What I do is I pop this small vent open just to have some sort of circulation at all times, because I have canisters of propane and butane in there, so you know, I want to be safe. When I pop this open, one, you can't really see it. The last but not least, why I put these solar panels in the front, I figured if I'm camping somewhere, if I can find a spot where there's trees, I can maybe put van half with the solar panels in the sun, and the other half where my living room in the back where the van is, I would try to keep it cooler. How many times has that happened? Maybe once, but you know, that was one of the reasons why I put them up there. We're moving backward to the other end of the van. In the middle, I have a max air vent. It could pull air in, it could push air out. It's in the middle of these boxes, which I'll get to in a minute. If you look at it from the side, you can barely tell unless you're really looking, but otherwise you probably won't see it. You can definitely see it from the back, especially when it's up. However, now we're in the middle of the day. At night I put it down for the most part, unless it's really, really hot. And at night, again, it's darker. You probably won't notice it unless you're really, really looking. If you're passing by it with a car or you're walking on the sidewalk, it's kind of tough to tell. This brings us to these boxes on the back of the van. I installed them at the same time I installed the roof rack. They're super rugged, waterproof, no problems with them. First, you'll notice that if you look at them from the side, they don't have any latches. They don't have any opening. That's because the latches are on the other side, so they're inward. I wouldn't want to make it easy for somebody to just come in and clip the locks and try to get in. It's not a high roof van. It would make it much easier for somebody to just kind of get on the tire here and be able to get to them. Not that I keep a lot of valuables in there, but you know, I want to keep the stuff that I have. And we'll talk about it in a minute, how I get up there, because as you noticed, I don't have a ladder for this van. And that's the reason I don't have a ladder, because I don't want to make it easy for people to get up on the van. One more reason why they're spread out the way they are, you can probably tell that they're not close to the vent. There's a little space in between. If I have some skis or something, or like longer items, I can definitely put it in between them and attach them. Also, it gives me enough space to have a roof lounge. That's right. a roof lounge. Because they look like benches and they're rugged, in the morning it's very nice to go up there and have a cup of coffee. I made a whole video about that, and it's enough space for 2 people, maybe for, if we're pushing it, to sit up there, enjoy the view in the morning with a cup of coffee and not touch legs or anything like that, unless you intend to touch legs. Okay, we're getting off topic here. This is a family channel. These boxes are really great because they also give me a lot of space underneath the bed, and I usually stock things in there that I would only use when I'm camping, so it doesn't look weird in the city to be able to get up there, which I sometimes do anyway. Because of that, I have camp chairs, my hatchet and stuff like that, which I only use when I go camping. How do I get up there? Well, you've probably seen it in many of my videos, and it's this tool right here that attaches straight to this bracket for the door mechanism when it closes. And this particular one has 2 settings, and it's really nice because back here, on the door back here, it's kind of flat. While I can't show you on my van, I use the same settings. Some cars or vans, especially in the back door, they'll have like a slanted door, and then the other setting would come in handy because it would still keep this leveled. What's really nice, and I'm guessing it's obvious, I can use this on all the doors. So if I need to clean up my solar panels, I'll use it on these doors. If I need to get to the middle section, which I don't have anything yet, I'll use the middle door, and then obviously to get up here, I use the rear door. This is my ladder. These boxes also came with these handles, which kind of helped me grab onto to get up on the roof, which is super neat. They both have them, and they're on both sides. Everything was planned. It was actually planned to the slightest detail because I wanted to make sure it's super functional for me. And it really is. I really love the way it's set up. I put a lot of thought into it. And if it gives you any ideas in any way, that's super rad. I'm glad to help. If you're interested in any of the stuff that I have on the roof, they're gonna be in the description below of my video. As a matter of fact, a lot of the things that I have in the van and on the van are in the description of all of my videos. You can just click away. Check out this video up here if you want to see more van life related content. Thank you for watching. It's always good to have you here, and I will see you in the next one.